Most people spend their entire lives chasing happiness and still feel empty at the end of each day. They chase success. They chase approval. They chase comfort. Stoicism begins with a hard realization. Happiness does not come from arranging the world around you. It comes from arranging yourself. The Stoics never asked how to feel good all the time. They asked how to live well even when life refuses to cooperate. To them, happiness was not excitement. It was stability, not pleasure, but peace. Most people wake up already dissatisfied. They judge their day before it begins. They carry yesterday's frustration into today and tomorrow's fear into the present moment. The Stoics saw this as self-inflicted suffering. They believed that every day can feel lighter, not because circumstances improve, but because your response becomes wiser. This video is not about positive thinking. It is not about motivation. It is about discipline of the mind. The Stoics understood that you cannot control events, people, or outcomes. But you can control habits, and habits shape how every single day feels. There are 5 Stoic habits that quietly transform ordinary days into grounded, meaningful ones. Not by adding more to your life, but by removing what drains you. When practiced consistently, these habits make you less reactive, less anxious, and more at peace with who you are. You stop measuring your worth through comparison. You stop depending on external validation to feel complete. You become content, not because life is perfect, but because your mind is no longer at war with itself. Stay with this video until the end, because being happy with yourself is not a personality trait. According to the Stoics, it is a skill, and like any skill, it can be trained. Before the Stoics ever spoke about happiness, they clarified something most people ignore. A good day is not created by events. It is created by judgment. 2 people can live the same day. One feels peaceful, the other feels exhausted. The difference is not circumstances, it is mental habits. Stoicism is practical philosophy. It trains how you meet each day internally before the world gets a chance to disturb you. The first Stoic habits are not dramatic, they are subtle, and because of that, they are powerful. Stoic habit number 1. Begin the day with expectation, not hope. Most people wake up hoping the day will be kind. Stoics wake up prepared for resistance. This is not pessimism, it is realism. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning that he would meet interference, ingratitude, arrogance, and selfishness. Why would a Stoic do this? Because disappointment comes from false expectations. When you expect life to cooperate, every obstacle feels personal. When you expect resistance, nothing shocks you. This habit stabilizes your emotional state. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" You start saying, "This is part of being alive." That single shift makes ordinary days lighter. You waste less energy on frustration and preserve more for what matters. Stoic habit number 2. Separate what is yours from what is not. This is the core of Stoicism. Most daily stress comes from one mistake, trying to control what does not belong to you, other people's opinions, their moods, their decisions, outcomes. The Stoics divided life into 2 categories: what is within your control, what is not. Your thoughts, values, and actions are yours. Everything else is external. This habit is practiced continuously, not once. Throughout the day, a Stoic asks internally, "Is this mine to carry?" If the answer is no, he releases it. This does not make you careless, it makes you precise. Your energy stops leaking into worry, resentment, and speculation. Days feel calmer because you stop fighting reality. Stoic habit number 3. Reduce desire intentionally. Most people believe happiness increases when they get more. The Stoics believed happiness increases when you need less. Desire creates dependency. Dependency creates anxiety. This habit is practiced quietly. You pause before wanting, before chasing, before craving. You ask, "Is this necessary for a good life?" Often, the answer is no. By reducing desire, you reduce disappointment. By reducing attachment, you increase freedom. Ordinary days become sufficient instead of disappointing. You begin to appreciate what is present instead of obsessing over what is missing. This creates a steady, self-contained contentment. How these habits change your daily experience. These habits do not remove problems. They remove emotional excess. You still face difficulty, but without panic. You still face delay, but without bitterness. You still face criticism, but without collapse. The Stoics did not promise joy every day. They promised balance, and balance is what makes days feel better consistently. Stoic internal shift, important. At this stage, something subtle happens. You stop chasing happiness as a feeling. You start building it as a condition. Your mind becomes less reactive. Your emotions become less extreme. You are not numb. You are regulated. This is Stoic happiness, not excitement, not pleasure. Stability. Stoic rule to remember. A good day is not one without problems. It is one where problems do not control you. By now, you should notice something important. Stoic happiness does not come from adding joy. It comes from removing inner conflict. Most people are not unhappy because life is difficult. They are unhappy because their minds are scattered, pulled in too many directions at once. Stoicism restores order. The next Stoic habits are not visible from the outside, but they change how every day feels from the inside. Stoic habit. Number 4. Practice acceptance without resignation. Many people misunderstand acceptance. They think it means giving up. It does not. Stoic acceptance means recognizing reality without emotional resistance. Resistance creates tension. Tension creates suffering. When something goes wrong during the day, most people fight it internally. This shouldn't have happened. This is unfair. This ruined my day. The Stoics saw this as unnecessary self-harm. Acceptance sounds like this instead. This happened. Now I decide how to respond. You do not waste energy arguing with facts. This habit changes ordinary days dramatically. Delays stop feeling like insults. Mistakes stop feeling like identity failures. Inconveniences stop dominating your mood. You still act. You still correct. You still improve. But you do so calmly. Acceptance gives you emotional breathing room, and breathing room is peace. Stoic habit. Figure 5. Measure your day by character, not results. Most people end the day asking the wrong question. What did I get today? Stoics ask, how did I behave today? This habit transforms self-worth. Results are unstable. They depend on chance, timing, and other people. Character is stable. It belongs to you. At the end of the day, a Stoic reflects. Did I act with restraint? Did I speak with honesty? Did I avoid unnecessary conflict? Did I remain fair under pressure? Even if the day was difficult, this reflection brings satisfaction. Why? Because success becomes internal. A day can fail externally and still be a good day internally. This habit removes constant self-criticism and replaces it with self-respect. And self-respect is a quiet form of happiness. Why these habits make every day better? These habits do not promise excitement. They promise something rarer, emotional steadiness. You stop riding emotional highs and lows. You stop being thrown off balance by small disruptions. Your days feel calmer, not because nothing goes wrong, but because nothing controls you. Stoicism replaces chaos with order. The Stoic experience of happiness. Stoic happiness is subtle. It is waking up without dread. It is moving through the day without rushing. It is ending the day without regret. It is being at ease with yourself, even when the world is loud. This is why Stoics valued tranquility over pleasure. Pleasure fades. Tranquility stays. Stoic warning. Important. These habits will make you less reactive. Some people may misinterpret this as coldness or distance. Stoicism accepts this cost, because inner peace is more valuable than constant approval. You are not here to perform happiness. You are here to live well. At this stage, the Stoics reach a conclusion most people never arrive at. Happiness is not something you pursue. It is something that remains when inner conflict is removed. The final Stoic habit is not about doing more. It is about relating differently to yourself. Without this habit, all others remain incomplete. Stoic habit. Number 5. Make peace with yourself, not your mistakes. Most people misunderstand self-acceptance. They believe it means excusing flaws, ignoring weaknesses, or lowering standards. Stoicism teaches the opposite. To be at peace with yourself means refusing to hate yourself, while still holding yourself accountable. A Stoic separates identity from error. You may fail. You may fall short. You may act imperfectly. But you are not defined by a single moment. Most people replay their mistakes daily. They relive embarrassment. They rehearse regret. The Stoics saw this as wasted life. You cannot improve a moment that no longer exists. This habit trains you to review yourself without cruelty. You examine your actions calmly. You correct what needs correction. Then you let go. Self-hatred is not discipline. It is distraction. Growth requires clarity, not condemnation. The Stoic daily practice. This is critical. At the end of the day, a Stoic does not judge himself emotionally. He reviews himself rationally. He asks, what did I do well? Where did I lose composure? What will I do differently tomorrow? Then he closes the day. No rumination, no punishment, no mental noise. This habit alone makes days feel lighter because you stop carrying yesterday into today. Why this habit completes Stoic happiness. Without peace with yourself, no external calm lasts. You can control reactions, manage desires, accept reality. But if you remain at war with your own mind, every day will feel heavy. Stoicism ends this war, not by lowering expectations, but by replacing shame with responsibility. You become firm, but fair, demanding, but reasonable. This balance is rare, and rarity creates stability. The final Stoic shift. Lock this in. At this point, happiness changes form. It is no longer excitement, it is alignment. Your thoughts, values, and actions stop fighting each other. You wake up with less resistance. You move through the day with less friction. You sleep with fewer regrets. Life does not become easy. You become steady, what your days look like now. You stop rushing for validation. You stop replaying conversations. You stop needing approval to feel complete. Your days are quieter, more grounded, more intentional. You still experience joy, but you are no longer dependent on it. You still experience difficulty, but it no longer defines your mood. This is Stoic happiness. Final Stoic closing. According to the Stoics, being happy with yourself is not confidence. It is clarity. It is knowing who you are, what you control, and what you refuse to carry. When you live this way, ordinary days become good days, not because life improves, but because you do.